Episode 2, Rescue by the Mother. Mewindo's drum headed upstream, for he was not sure where Iangura lived, and thought to begin his journey at the river's source. From Kahunga, the hawk, Mwindo learned that she inhabited an unfathomable realm of the river, even deeper than he had ventured so far. Thus began Mwindo's voyage down into the river's depths to meet his aunt Iangura. He sang to all who might impede his quest, "Get out of my way! You are impotent against Mwindo. Mwindo is the little one just born he walked. I am going to meet Iangura. He who will go up against me, it is he who will die on the way." Now Mukiti, master of the unfathomable realm and husband of Iangura, had placed his younger sister Musoka as guardian of the portal of his domain. When she saw Mwindo, she dispatched an envoy to Mukiti, who by return messenger ordered her to keep Mwindo far away, for Mwindo was a threat to him. Musoka tried to block Mwindo's progress, but to no avail. He dove with his drum even farther into the watery depths, burying himself deep within the bottom sand. There he dug a tunnel around Musoka and surfaced farther downstream. When Mukiti heard Mwindo calling for his aunt and challenging him in song, he began to stir, asking who had just mentioned his wife. He shook heaven and earth. "I, Mwindo, spoke of your wife," Mwindo defiantly answered. "We shall meet in battle today," he continued, "for I, Mwindo, am being denied access to my aunt." When Mukiti finally saw Mwindo, he exclaimed, "You are not the one I expected to see. You are a child inside a drum. Who are you?" Mwindo referred to himself as the little one just born he walked, nephew of Iangura, who was on his way to meet his aunt. "Do not even dare to dream that you of all people are capable of besting me, Mukiti, lord of the unfathomable realm. You will not pass beyond my guard." These harsh words were overheard by some of Iangura's maidens who had come to Mukiti's pool to fetch water. At this mention of their mistress's name, they grew frightened and ran to Iangura, saying, "There is a little man inside a drum insisting that Mukiti should release him, that he is Mwindo going to encounter Iangura, his paternal aunt." "That is my child," she exclaimed. "Let me go to him." Iangura made her way to the water hole. She slashed the drum head, removing the hide, and there beheld the multiple rays of the rising sun and the moon, the radiant beauty of the child Mwindo. Mwindo got out of the drum, still holding his conga scepter and axe, and the little bag with a rope in it. Episode 3, Battling the Forces of the Unfathomable Realm. When Kahungu the hawk observed Mwindo meeting with his aunt, he flew to Kasiyembe, whom Mukiti had given the task of keeping watch over his wife. "Kasiyembe," Kahungu cried, "it is not merely a little man who converses with Iangura. He is a man of many great feats. Perhaps you have more trouble than you think." "Go tell this Mwindo he should not even try to venture past the area I guard," proclaimed the brazen Kasiyembe. "Otherwise I will tear out his spinal column. I am already setting traps, pits, pointed sticks, and razors in the ground, so he will be unable to step anywhere." Now Kati, the hedgehog, overheard this talk between Kahungu and Kasiyembe and immediately sought out Mwindo. "Mwindo," said Kati, "Kahungu and Kasiyembe are holding secret council against you. They are even preparing pit traps against you with pointed sticks and razors. But I am Kati, a hedgehog," he continued. "I am going to dig a tunnel for you, a road that begins right here and comes out inside the house of your aunt." Mwindo then told his aunt Iangura to her home where he would join her shortly. "And tell your bodyguard Kasayembe to be careful," he warned. When Kati's tunnel was complete, Mwindo followed it until he came out in Iangura's house, to the astonishment of Kasayembe. Meanwhile, Mwindo was also receiving unseen help at the hands of Master Spider, who had been watching Kasayembe build the pits. "As far as I am concerned," Master Spider said to himself, "Mwindo will not perish." So the spider began building bridges over the top of the pits he knew Mwindo would have to cross. When Iangura saw that her nephew Mwindo had arrived, she said to him, "My son, don't eat food yet. Come, first let us dance to the rhythm of the drum." Mwindo stepped outside with Iangura and told her that if he danced without food, he might faint. "What shall we do then?" pleaded Iangura. "Kasayembe is demanding that you dance." Mwindo understood he was dancing into a trap laid by Kasayembe, but still he agreed, and dance he did, round and round the middle of the pits, with his body bent over them. With glee, he danced everywhere that traps had been set for him, and he remained uninjured thanks to Master Spider. And all the while, Mwindo waved his conga scepter and taunted Kaseyembe's impotence against him. Instead, Nukumba sent down 7 bolts of lightning that missed Mwindo intentionally each time. Now angered by Kaseyembe's intransigence, Mwindo cast an eye in his direction, and suddenly the guard's hair flared up in flames. People went to fetch water in jars to extinguish the fire, but when they arrived, the jars were empty. The water had magically evaporated. Kaseyembe is about to die, they intoned. Let us go to his master Mukiti for help. But they were too late. Mwindo, in his anger, had also dried up the pool where Mukiti lived. When Iangura saw that Mwindo had killed both Mukiti and Kaseyembe, she begged of her nephew, "Widen your heart, my child. Did you come here to attack us? Set your heart down. Untie your anger. Undo my husband and his guardian Kaseyembe. Heal them without harboring further resentment." Mwindo was moved by his aunt's compassionate request. He opened his heart, waking first Kaseyembe by waving his conga scepter above him. Suddenly Kaseyembe returned to life. Water returned to the jars, the river was full again, and Mukiti awoke from death. Everyone who witnessed Mwindo's feat was astonished. "Lo, Mwindo, he too is a great man," they said. Even Kaseyembe gave Mwindo a salute. "Hail, hail, Mwindo." After Mwindo had accomplished this great deed, he announced to his aunt that tomorrow he would be going to Tabondo alone to fight with his father. "Don't go alone," she implored her nephew. "The lonely path is never nice." But Mwindo refused to listen, and when she realized that her appeals had fallen on deaf ears, she said only, "I do not wish you, my young man, to go fight with your father, but if you persist on going, then I shall go with you to witness this terrible event."